Hello, everybody. Welcome to CJ267 Criminal Justice Communications. When you registered for this class, and likely what you're seeing in your degree tracks is a course with a different title. It was social research writing before. It was a writing heavy course. This still counts toward that, and it still meets that requirement for the degree and in your degree tracks and all that. We just changed the class, and we changed it because of what we were learning from our professional advisory board, which is made up of people in the field who will be giving you jobs. These are the skills that they said they want you to learn and that they've found lacking in other candidates they're interviewing. So that is why we shifted the focus of this class to be criminal justice communications, not just research writing. For those of you who don't know me, this is me. Most important, obviously, is my cats in the upper left-hand corner there. That's Piper and Peanut. I did not used to be a cat person, but since then I am obsessed. So much that I started my introduction with them. Instead of like my kids or whatever. So anyway, Piper and Peanut, they have their own Instagram because look at them. Gosh, they're so stinking cute. The rest, this is me in the middle, top middle. That's me in my ridiculous graduation regalia. Bottom left is me presenting at a conference. Bottom right, that you can't tell from the picture, but I'm like cuddling with basically this teaching award I had just won that meant a lot to me. Bottom center and upper right, this is my family. These are my kids. So on the upper right, off to the far right side in the Vans t-shirt, that's my husband. And these other two guys are our kids. They were foster kids. We got them when they were 14 and 15. They are now in their 30s, which is wild and so hard to believe. They are incredible human beings, as is my husband. And so I am very grateful for them. So this class used to focus on writing, like 100% on writing. I have taught it a gazillion times because writing is one of the main things that I do. I've written a couple textbooks. Here's Corrections 360, the one I use for my corrections class. That Exploitation and Criminalization at the Margins is another book of mine that came out in 2023 or 24 now, I can't remember. And it's looking at different kinds of systems of oppression and how people in positions of authority make decisions that affect others who are already marginalized and vulnerable, making things much more difficult for them. The book below that, Growing Up in Prison, is one I'm writing right now. I'm about halfway through. And for that, I interviewed 9 people who were convicted of murder when they were teenagers, then served decades in prison, and they're out now trying to figure out how to be adults in this society where they never have been adults because they went into prison as kids. On the right, you'll see Transformative Justice Community. I'm co-founder of that nonprofit, and under that, we have 3 programs. One is Regroup. That's for people who have been incarcerated, helping them, do life now that they're no longer incarcerated and hopefully never ever going back. The second is the Resilience Project, and that works with kids who are impacted by parental incarceration or anybody in their family, or impacted by gang violence. The third is Crew, Connecting Resources to Empower Women. This is focused completely on women who are incarcerated at Coffee Creek and trying to interrupt the sex trafficking that is happening out of that prison. I do all the grant writing for TJC and try to get them money so that these 3 programs can help people. So as you can see, I do a lot of writing. I also do speaking in different workshops and lots of research, very much focused on prison. Prison is it's my area of expertise. So most of my examples come from stuff I've done related to prison. I have testified in court a couple times. I've presented to the state legislature trying to work on some reform issues. I work closely with the governor's office, with prison administration. with staff in the prisons and with folks who are incarcerated. So even though I write a lot, I also have to be able to communicate in other ways. However, I have never been a police officer. I've never been in law enforcement of any kind, and the kind of communications required in that type of employment, that's not my area of expertise. So for that reason, I have completely stolen the content for this course from instructor Jenna Rojas. She is absolutely incredible. She has a background in law enforcement as a U.S. Marshal, and she has put together some materials for this course that are just absolutely top notch. So it doesn't make sense for me to do anything different. We're just going to learn from her. So you will see in the modules, Rojas created content, and you'll see some videos with her. She's awesome. I want to pause right now and show you a video of the kind of thing that happens with me when I try to be a super awesome communicator. And then we're going to come back in the next video and I'll talk to you about what to expect in this class this term. So go ahead and watch the next video. It's really short.